parent situation with a priest led, and they would masturbate into the sheet. That way, it didn't spill on the floor and it wasn't wasted. But then I always say, wouldn't that make your feet wet? Or, just the Catholics just have some strange things. But like I said, in my childhood, they've always been homosexuals to the priesthood because the priesthood would they believe in celibacy. So the priesthood is where they would send their gay children to become altar boys and priests, so they would never have sex. So as long as you having homosexual thoughts, that was fine. But if you have homosexual actions, then you were going to hell. And that's what they believe. Eventually, after years and years of all these homosexuals being in the priesthood, eventually they got tired of fucking each other and they started messing with the kids. It's just the inevitable. Excuse my French and my Spanish. I'm sure my mom listens to the show. She'll tell me about it later. But that's just what happens. So when I heard about the priests raping children, it didn't bother me a bit. Because that's what they in there. There's too many of them. Now, what I did not know was that the nuns were less than the women. I had no idea. But that's what they said they were doing. Now, is it a sin to masturbate? Well, Green is the married one. He should know. Do you think it's a sin to masturbate, Green?
No. I think the warriors of Christians always think of that. And remember my parents, and if everybody can know their parents say, the sin to masturbate, and it spooked the living shit out of you when you were a kid. But no, it's not a sin to masturbate. Let you freak flag fly. Only if you don't get caught and do something weird to it. There is go downtown. There is
what are you talking about, Green?
Like downtown in Light District. Downtown Light District. My friend used to work there. One of my homeboys used to work there, and he works at those booths, those video booths, and every time he goes there in the video booths, you smell piss because the guys are jerking off in those booths.
What? What you doing?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He worked down there. The guy worked down there. It was a long time ago. But yeah, Is this a confidential confession? Since a person made this question, jeez, who we got these people? Who do we got these people?
Oh boy.
But yeah, that's what some of the guys do in a video booths. Because always smell piss and cleans up a lot of things.
I can stop that one. I went to, I don't know if it's still there because I don't really go downtown anymore. I went to Broadway. A friend of mine was telling me about this theater that plays pornography. I said, what?
Yeah.
You can't watch pornography in no theater. They said, yes, you can. So I go in there, and I start getting this bad feeling because it said 21 and older. I wasn't 21. I was still in high school. And today was a half a day. And one of the buses, no, I wasn't in high school. I was in middle school. One of the buses took us all the way over to Fayette Street. At West Bar Middle, you had the 22s, a 20, a whole bunch of 23s. So this particular 23 took us, one of them would stop at Saratoga and Cary, and the other one, the 23, would take you to City Hall. So I got on the 23 City Hall, which took us all the way to Fayette and Frederick, somewhere around there. And all you had to do was get off from that point, cross the street to the courthouse, and then the next block was the block.
Yeah.
So went to the block, and on the end was a place called the Big Top. And they said, well, you can't get in. Can't get in. Can't go in here. So I said, I told you it wasn't no movie theater. So I said, well, it's one on Broadway. So we walked the next 3 blocks over to the right, got another bus because we had salt tickets back then. And then that bus was the 11 or something. Took us to the 7-Eleven at Lombard, going back up. I said, okay. So we got off at the 7-Eleven at Lombard, walked 2 blocks over, and it was this movie theater. And I got this bad feeling again that I'm stranded, I'm lost, I can't get home. We go in there, it stinks, it smelled like piss, like you said, but it was like a salty piss. Like funky peanuts, bad feet, and piss. And the floor was sticky. And nobody asked for ID. The tickets were like $5. And I said, well, what's playing? And there was people in there. No, I don't want to go in there because there's people in there. You know, if I want to watch a porno, I don't want anybody to know I'm watching a porno because it's already embarrassing to be in there watching a porno. But ain't nobody supposed to know you watching a porno because you're not of age. And he knew where to sit, where to go. I said, well, I'm not going in there. And apparently, it's for gay people. And between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., and then lesbians between 3 and whatever time, and then it's just a whole nother mess after 6 o'clock. And at 9 o'clock, it's closed during the week. But I don't think nobody cleans and mops in between the showing. So somebody can sit there all day long and just spank the monkey and wet the floor all up. It's like, ugh. So I said, well, I'm going on home. So I can't think of the guy's name. I think he probably did by now. He says, well, I go in there. They don't bother you. It's just pictures. I said, well, I don't like them kind of pictures. And I ain't never been back. And pornography didn't get interesting until I was in high school because that's when I first started seeing black people on camera. But it's always been whitey, and I'm really not into white people. When you go to donate your sperm, they give you Playboy magazines and Playboy porn, which is whitey. Try to use your imagination. That's got to be real bad for somebody from the South to try to imagine having sex with a white woman, which was against the law, to try to put some specimen in a cup. Yeah, crazy. But that's what they do. We try to squeeze one more in it. I don't even want past the break. You know, I keep telling me on the break. Let's squeeze one more in there. Have you ever? Turn the page. Have you ever taken something that was not yours, or I missed a space? Have you ever kept something that was not yours and taken responsibility for it and have been confronted by the owner and still said it was yours? Well, that's like stealing, and I can't recall. I know that has happened to me, I was in school, and my mother gave me a pencil box. So I put my pencils, my crayons, and pencil sharpener, or whatever in there. And there was this girl, I think she was a crackhead or something. She, I don't know what was wrong with her. To this day, I have flashbacks every now and then, so I think she was a crackhead. She's probably dead too. This girl, I opened the box. Now, keep in mind, these were brand new crayons. Nobody was touching them. She asked me could she borrow my blue. I said, no, get your own blue. So next thing I know, next time I opened my box, all my crayons were broken and the paper was wet. Like somebody took the paper and chewed it up and spit it out like tobacco. Now, right now, as I'm telling this story, I'm thinking she spit the paper in there. But if I had thought back then that she had chewed my crayons up and spit them, I'd have knocked her teeth out to this day, because ain't nobody tell me yet I could hit the girl. but I think this was like elementary school or something. And I think she was a junkie baby or something. Because who would eat and bite the crayons? I mean, these crayons were down to the nub. These were brand new box. I just bought it. And you ain't take no crayons and rub them down to nothing. Like, wow. So the last picture I remember of her, she was doing, putting the paste on her arm, like she was putting on lotion. And somebody saying, Miss So-and-so, blah, blah, blah. I think her name was Nairobi. I don't know. I can't recall. Nairobi putting the paste on her arm. And the teacher went to say, what are you doing? Don't do that. And she said, don't touch me, leave me alone, don't touch me. And she ran in the corner, over a desk, and got the desk propped up like she's behind a barricade. So I don't know. That's clearly today, I know it's a sign of child abuse. But back then, watching it happen, what the hell's wrong with you, child? That's my reaction to it. And, we didn't have no more pasting and no more coloring after that day. The whole class was just bored. Now we had to start reading books. And those were the most funniest times because I remember we used to have these headphones that we would read along. And the teacher called us by a table, and she said, sit down and put the headphones on and listen to the story. We had like 15-minute read time. So this mother sucker runs from his table and jumps in front of me and takes the last headphone because my table was in front of his table. So how do you in front of me listen to some headphones? I turned every one of them things up on 10. You want to listen to something? Listen to this. And I can hear the story through the headphones because that's how loud it was. Oh, boy. That's the devil. And I remember it like it was yesterday because it's still hilarious to this day. Boy, oh, boy. So we'll take a quick break. We'll talk about 2 instances of that's inappropriate, and then we'll get ready for the final thoughts. So keep it locked where you got it. We'll be right back into